Listen, seeing you got ritualistic, cleansing my soul of addiction for now, cause I'm falling apart.
But one day the police came to my house. They bust in there. I had my own safe in there. And so when the police came and busted in my house, they talking about they was looking for some drugs and some scales and some more stuff. I didn't keep nothing at that house. And so they went in that safe and they busted it open. They ended up leaving with nothing. Maybe a clean weed scale or something like that, and took a whole bunch of people's IDs and pictures. It was the state because they left a warrant. Ramshacked my house, threw everything everywhere. One of my little cousins was there. She called me, said they just left at the house. They ramshacked it. It was a mess. And I'm like, dang, okay. We went in there, cleaned it up, and was back to normal because they didn't get nothing out of it. They keep on pulling me over. They didn't get nothing. They went in my house. They didn't get nothing.
And all these signs, and you just.
By this point, I'm even scared of them. And they're giving me money, and I'm putting it in a brown bag. And when they going out from giving me my money and getting that drugs, I'm going out this way. I wait till they hit the corner to get in their car, and I sneak out this way, and I'm putting the money in the bag, and I'm balling it up, and I'm throwing it in the bushes away from my apartment so I can go get it later. Because to me, all I know is the state's laws. So once they leave, and if they gave me marked money, when they about to bust back in this house in about the next 30 minutes, something like that, to an hour, and they're gonna be looking for their money. Wow. And so that money was never on me. Yeah, so it would be gone. If they couldn't find that money, it was never going to be a case. Yeah, by that time, I'm having butterflies and everything. But I'm still want the money. So then my cousin, my cousin and my cousin's baby mama, but she's considered my cousin too, they have a fight at my house. It was too loud. The police come in. They find one little something on my auntie. So I get kicked out of the apartment. So then we go move. We basically moved to the spot where we were just making money. We were staying there, paying rent there, but we were just making money there.
Did your mom or dad at this point really have any idea like how deep you were in?
At this point, yeah, they know how to have a job. I was selling drugs. I was bonding out of jail every time I went.
And what would they?
My mama always wanted me to get a job, fill out an application. So sometimes I would go fill out an application because she told me to go fill out an application. And if they call me back, I probably wouldn't even answer.
What about your dad?
He didn't ever recommend anything. When I pull up on him, I would just, he would just talk to me for just doing he was just regular. Just talk to me regular, and he didn't ask any questions. He worked all the time, and he just minded his own business, I guess.
Maybe he was in denial.
Probably so.
Do you think that, even up to the point, some parents are in denial, or they're in a position where they don't have a lot of money, so they just accept the child's behavior okay, this is what they're doing, but they're bringing income into the house?
Well, at this point, I didn't stay with them, so I wasn't bringing any income to their house. So it really wasn't really beneficial for them, for me to be in the streets. A lot of situations, I'm sure that's definitely the situation where the son or the daughter is paying the bills at the house. You're just going to be quiet and let it happen. Plus, you're not doing it, so you figure that, you know what I'm saying, that's on them. They're going to do it anyway, so let them do what it is they do. I guess if it make you feel better, you could tell somebody. Probably because that's what I do now. I'm always telling somebody something. But at the same time, if they don't want to stop, they're not going to stop.
Do you think that, if you saw a girl, maybe 13, 14, 15, and you could look at her and tell, man, she going down the same path that I'm going down?
If we had a situation where we could stop and talk to each other, I would explain to her what went on with me in a short form. I would explain to her how prison is and how people may or may not look out. Yeah, I would explain it to her, but a lot of times that don't help. I still say it anyway, though.
Do you think, when you were that age, if somebody would have came to you that had been in prison and was like, hey, I've been down the same road, I'm letting you know, that this ain't it. Just my personal opinion, like coming from somebody that's been in that situation, can talk to them, but not the scare tactics that they do. What is the name of that?
Scare straight.
Yeah, I don't think that's very effective. I think if somebody came to you and they had already been down the road that you were getting ready to go down, do you think you would have listened and been like, yeah?
At that point, it was so fun, I don't think I would listen. Because it wasn't scary. It was just fun. There was no rules. You just wake up when you feel like waking up, and the bills wasn't a problem.
You just have to watch your back.
Mm-hmm. And the places that I was kind of comfortable. I had a lot of people that had a lot of love for me, and even the smokers would watch my back. They would walk around with me. If the police pulled up, they would do something janky, like start running or something, so the police can follow them.
And you did have a lot of love. Do you feel like you were a leader, like a lot of people followed you once you really started knowing the game?
Oh, definitely, yeah. A lot of people draw to me. A lot of them, the clientele, once I got them, it was hard to get them from me. You could be 10 other sacks around in that neighborhood, and they would call me on the phone and wait 30 minutes for me to get there. It probably wasn't no talking me out of that. When they raided the house and blew up my safe and everything, one day I was needing to say, I said I need another safe, because I had a lot of people at my house, and I would be trying to tell these girls, basically some twin girls that, wait till I tell you how I first met them. Some twin girls that is now family. We were introduced by us fighting. We never said hello. We never said nothing. We just started swinging on each other when we first met each other. Now they're family. And one of them was at my house more than the other. One of them would be with her boyfriend all the time, and she would just stop through if they get into it or something like that. But even when she wasn't there, I would try to tell them to save your money, stack your money. If you out here, keep some money. So I would, in the safe, I would have like their money, like with their name on it and a rubber band on it or something, and I would keep their money in the safe. But they were young, and so it wasn't ever too much. It was just like one of them was waiting to get her own place, so she would just put money in there to get her own place. Other money she would keep on her because they were doing their own thing. We was just spending money daily, doing daily stuff. That was just money that was being saved. So that was the only money that would stay at my house. My money wasn't in the house. Only money I would keep in the house was maybe up to $1,500 just to pay the rent when the rent was due, and bills and stuff. When they raided, they busted the safe open. So one day when the feds was calling me and wanted me to come serve them, I didn't have time. I had stuff to do. I have to go do this, I have to go do that, I have to go to Walmart, I have to buy me a safe. They're like, you gotta buy you a safe? I can get you a safe. So they brought a safe. Okay, that could stop me from doing the Walmart job. So we can do that. It happened to be a used safe. I didn't pay no attention. They gave me the code. I'm using the safe. Oh, they have this big old thing where the lady Kelly say Keith is what was his name. Keith was the officer's name. Her boyfriend. Oh, let me rewind it back. The dude whose Cadillac I used to get when I was young.
Yeah.
I bumped back into him through Kelly. He was hanging around Kelly, and he was still smoking, and they were smoking together. And he was hanging around Kelly, and Kelly told me that he died. I think supposedly died in a car wreck or something. I don't remember how she said he died, but supposedly he died. I'm like, oh, that's sad. Oh, wow, he's dead. Okay, he's dead. And I think they were like talking a little bit. So then next, she calls me and says, Keith died.
Which is the agent.
He was in a motorcycle wreck, and Keith died. I'm like, oh, wow, that's so sad. Keith's dead. Okay, Keith died. We're still going on about our business. Kelly has told me that because before I have met some of Keith's friends, a homeboy or something, one day I'm going up to see them at concerts and everything. So they was at a concert, like rock concert at the zoo. And I think it was other officers that was there with them. And I was introduced to him a couple times in passing, one time in a restaurant. Keith's dead, but this guy still wants some drugs. So I need to meet him and sell him some drugs. So I meet him. I'm supposed to be meeting him. I leave my phone at where I'm at, and I tell him I'm gonna meet them at the store. When I get to the store, they're nowhere in sight, but they're on my phone. Kind of find out they met at the wrong store because my cousin was on the phone acting like, well, I'm at the store, you don't see me? I'm in a blue shirt because she's describing what I have on for them to be able to see me. They were like, okay, we about to go to that store. So when I go back to that house, she like, they called, they was at the wrong store. So they finna go up to that store. I'm like, okay, let me go back. So I'm on my way walking back. By this time, they went up to the store and nobody's at the store because I had already left and I'm walking back. So a lot of F-150s pull up on me. But at this time, they're still talking to somebody on the phone. Like, well, where are you at? And they pull up on me. F-150s, they jumping out the car. Get out the car. I mean, get on the ground. Put your hands up, get on the ground. I'm like, listen, I'm not getting on the ground. I'm not getting on the ground. This is weird. Everything was slow motion. I already had a feeling when I was walking, everything around me was silent. Everything was quiet. Even though cars was passing by, everything was weird leading up to that point. And then a whole bunch of F-150s come. And they tell me to get on the ground. I ain't get on the ground. They're like, is this her? And I'm like, probably not. And they're like, well, no, this can't be her because we're talking to her on the phone. And she, where's your phone? I'm like, I don't got a phone. They still talking to somebody on the phone. But by this time, they had described the tattoo that I have on my back. So they said, she got Bossy on her back. So they looked at my shirt. It's Bossy on my back. Yeah, she has Bossy on her back. This is her. So they handcuffed me. They're looking for the drugs that I'm meeting them to give them. They don't find the drugs. I had them, but they disappeared. And so they never found the drugs that I was meeting them to give them. They take me to a place because at this time they busting everybody at one time right now. I'm not knowing this, so they take me somewhere where I can't use the phone while they bust everybody, so I'm not telling nobody what happened or what's going on. I go to this facility that I actually drive by a lot on Real Rogers, and I never knew it was a police station or whatever. So they take me there. I'm not able to use the phone. They give me a blanket and I lay down on the steel, and I just go to sleep. And so the next morning, they take me to this somewhere in the same facility. No, when they was taking me to that precinct that I slept at, it was an officer there waiting to do some paperwork, and he's on his walkie-talkie thing singing life, 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 life. Boo's getting life. That's what singing me, and I just look at him and I'm in handcuffs and I just keep on going. Okay, I wake up the next morning. They take me into this building where it's a lot of rooms, a lot of officers taking people into a lot of rooms. It's a whole bus full. I get in there. I start to see people that hang around me. So I got this girl co-defendant. She was in there against the wall. I'm looking like, what you doing here? Well, the whole time that they were buying from me, they were buying from her. Because whenever they would be around me, they would get people's phone numbers that was around me. She wasn't telling me that they were buying from her at the same time they were buying from me, because sometimes it would probably be in the same day and we would have been able to match and say they just came and bought this from you. And then why they telling her, a lot of other people, I believe that they was telling her like they couldn't find me or something because they're my customers, they're my clientele.
Right.
So I believe they was telling her that they couldn't find me, they couldn't reach me, or I was asleep, or I didn't have it when they never even asked me, or they did ask me and they already got it from me. In reality, she was being sneaky. So she was making sales behind my back, and I wasn't knowing that she was making the sales. It would get to the point where she might not have what it was they wanted, so she was introducing other people to them. Just being extra friendly instead of her coming up getting the work herself and making the sale herself. She wanted to be friends with other people, so she would call other people, the people that never would give her a sale if they had it. She would call them, hey, I got a sale for you. You want to make this sale?
If she was smart and not trying to be greedy, she wouldn't have been locked up.
Mm-hmm.
But
Because
she played herself.
Mm-hmm. And so she would tell a lot of other people that she got a sale for them. So she was bringing in people. She don't know they the feds, but she's introduced them to these people, and these people are making sales. So all these people end up being locked up.
Wow.
Yeah, they were taking us in this room. I was in and I was out. I had nothing to say. Yeah, I was in, I was out because I had already talked to them the night before. I told them my name, I told them my social security number. They wanted to start asking questions. I was like, whatever you got me. So whatever you got me on, that's what you're gonna get me on. I ain't got nothing else to say. So on the way out, they had all the police lined up, and the polices were lined up, and they were at the very end. They were clapping on my way out for them to go take me where I'm gonna go sleep that night. They were clapping, and at the very end was Keith, the dead man. And he had shaved his beard off, and he didn't have all the beard and everything anymore. And he was at the end, and I just looked at him and walked on out. No bond. County time, no bond. I stayed in the county for 11 months. Every time the lawyer came to see me, he had more and more time for me. First, you're looking at 10. Then you're looking at 15. Now you're looking at 20 to life. Then it went to 30. And that was the last time he came and raised it up. I would tell him, he would keep on like coming and giving me deals and telling me what I can do and who I can turn on. I was like, I don't want to hear that. Like, he was like, I gotta tell you. Even if you don't want it, I know you're not gonna take it by this time, but I gotta tell you because it's by law. I gotta give you your options. Sometimes DA want to make a meeting. They don't want to make a meeting. We don't want to make a meeting because I don't got nothing to say, so we never had the meeting. At 11 months, eventually in August, that was a year due to that time, I signed for my time. I signed for my time in August. I was 22. I turned 23 still in the county.
So I think part 2, we've got to tell now. Let's talk about it, part 2, about the prison experience and more in depth about the court.
Yeah, the court experience was something. We'll talk about it.
Listen, seeing you got ritualistic, cleansing my soul of addiction for now, 'cause I'm falling